Coach Ariema, Caitlin, you have battled against UConn throughout. I mean, you faced them.
It was like that. Remember when that Alex Caruso picture came out?
Yeah,
yeah, he was ripped.
Yeah. Just honestly trying to get stronger.
Season, working on your game.
I'm trying to get stronger. Like a lot of times.
Don't forget, Sophie Cunningham almost starting a brawl in that game. Sophie Cunningham just started running. She just started running.
And it was before Olympic break.
Yeah, not respond to anything.
Honestly, like the best thing about last year is like we honestly had so much fun together. Yeah, we lost our first 8 games.
Last year to Caitlin, how wrong she was about early videos. One of my early videos on the channel. And this is actually the bald guy, he wears 23 and he makes every single game about him.
This interview opens with a genuinely great callback. Clark congratulates Diana Taurasi on her retirement, and Taurasi immediately fires back. Now, unfortunately, reality is coming to me now. A direct self-own, referencing her own famous 2024 warning to Clark. That's real, confirmed by Sports Illustrated and the New York Post, and it's a perfect way to open this whole appearance.
The thing about last year is like we honestly had so much fun together. Yeah, we lost our first 8 games or whatever, but like we wouldn't have won if we didn't have a tight-knit circle or a good locker room. And that's the reason we kind of turned everything around, is just we like needed some time. We were a young group and, you know, we figured it out. But yeah, it was really fun, honestly.
All right, so Sarah Strong's got a double-double. AZ Fudd has 21 points.
There we go.
Malaysia for a while getting off, but it's still...
The play as long as possible advice exchange is a small, genuine moment worth including. Real, unscripted banter between 3 people who clearly like and respect each other, not manufactured content.
Last year to Caitlin, how wrong she was about Caitlin, then laughing about it for Paige, and is like, yeah, I'm sorry, these college players aren't that good.
Paige confirmed getting drafted this year. What do you anticipate about her playing in the WNBA?
Oh, she's going to be horrible in the WNBA. She might not even make a roster. You know, she's going to have a hard time making a roster.
There's levels to this.
There's levels to this. I mean, look, she's an incredible talent. And, you know, we've talked about the experience, the ups and downs, the injuries, and to be able to be in this moment as a senior and a chance to win a national championship. All those things are just going to help her going forward. And, you know, I think hopefully being the number 1 pick going to Dallas, it's going to be a great opportunity like Caitlin to go to a franchise and really put your stamp on it. I mean, when we talk about Dallas, they've been close to getting to the playoffs the last couple of years. They've been
Clark's actual scouting breakdown of Paige Buchers here is substantive, real basketball analysis, praising her poise, her ability to score at all 3 levels, and specifically calling her mid-range game some of the best I've honestly ever seen. That's a genuine, detailed compliment from one elite player to another.
Well, that's my favorite non-technical.
Oh, and my favorite non-technical is when we played in the playoff and you yanked your mask off and you were yelling at the ref, and I was like, hello, but Caitlin, no one's perfect to sue.
Yeah, so that is it, lads. That is it. That is obviously just the non-South Carolina versus UConn talk. And with all of that, it was, as I've said, it was good to see. It was good to see it. That was by far the longest they...
The UConn stat and the Nika Mule story are both real and worth including. Clark's own account of facing one of the toughest individual defenders of her college career, someone who nearly became a first-round WNBA pick, largely off the strength of her defense against Clark specifically.
Play against anyone that is this new generation, so I got to cross paths with Caitlin, at least for a couple games, and to me, that meant a lot, you know? Like, we've been doing this for a long time, to see Caitlin do what she does is, I think someone said the other day, I'm like, I want the season to start so I can watch you again.
You were saying what it was like to play against Dee.
Well, I was saying, like, that game in Phoenix, because we only played in Phoenix 1 time.
And that's one of the funniest things is the amount of trash talk between Caitlin Clark and Diana Taurasi in that game was crazy. Like, obviously, Diana Taurasi embraced her, but, like, if you saw some of that stuff, and we can't...
Clark's genuine excitement about the Fever's roster additions, Natasha Howard, DeWanna Bonner, Sophie Cunningham, reflects real optimism about a team suddenly stacked with championship experience heading into a new season under a new coach.
Honestly, early in the season, we weren't very good at that, and then we got a lot better, and honestly, I give Leah Boston a lot of credit. I don't think people don't realize how good of a passer she is. Like, she's a really good passer. Yeah. There was a few games there where
I mean, great minds think alike, I guess.
She almost got a triple-double just because she like moves and distributes the ball really well. So, you know, you got to give a lot of credit to Leah. But I think just the tracking, people can switch 1 through 5 or, you know, 1 through 4. And, you know, then you have a quick guard on you, but then you get switched and you have a longer, not as quick player on you. So there's like different ways you have to beat that, but you can't really think about it in the moment. It takes a lot to talk, but.
The Stephanie White praise is real and notable. Clark specifically contrasting White's basketball mind with her previous coach in a light-hearted but pointed way, which is a genuine, on-record endorsement of the coaching change from the player herself.
Suspension.
So last year, I think I think the limit is 7, and
It's
you get
7.
suspended.
Yeah, you got 6.
I got
leave that
6.
to you two. You two know the limits.
I got 6
Yeah.
too.
I've
But
had
this year,
my whole career.
Was Sophie Cunningham the one that got suspended? Because at one stage, there's literally one of my more popular videos is the entire Mercury team is about to get suspended. They were all like 1 tee off.
Hey, you
This year,
got
no.
that too. I can see it. Yeah.
oh wow, Sue, you're so perfect.
The viral weight room photo bit is a fun, human moment, real banter about Clark's physical transformation, complete with an AI is getting out of control joke and a genuine comparison to Alex Caruso's own viral physique moment.
Coach Ariema, Caitlin, you have battled against UConn throughout. I mean,
Yeah.
you faced them, what, 3 times in the NCAA tournament? 2? 3 times?
Twice in the NCAA tournament, and then I think we played them 3 times total. We played them 1 time in a Thanksgiving tournament and the Phil Knight tournament out in Portland, which was really fun.
yeah,
We lost there
that's
too.
right.
AZ had like 1,000 points versus us. It was crazy. It was one of those nights where she got like really hot, but lost my freshman year in the Sweet 16, and then won last year in the Final Four.
Right. So when you play against a Coach Ariema coached team, what kind of beast is that?
Well, I think they just are so disciplined. Like that's just, they're gonna do what they do. They're gonna do it really well. And also I think like for myself facing his teams, like they always had some of the best scouts against me. Like you can tell how smart he is.
Yeah.
Like, he understands.
Clark's description of the atmosphere before her first game against Taurasi's Mercury is real and vivid. It felt like the last game that was ever going to be played, a genuine reflection on just how much anticipation surrounded that specific matchup.
What do you anticipate about her playing in the WNBA?
Oh, she's gonna be horrible in the WNBA. She might not even make a roster. You know, she's gonna have a hard time making a roster.
There's levels to this.
There's levels to this. I mean, look, she's an incredible talent, and you know, we've talked about the experience, the ups and downs, the injuries, and to be able to be in this moment as a senior and a chance to win a national championship. All those things are just gonna help her going forward. And you know, I think hopefully being the number 1 pick going to Dallas, it's gonna be a great opportunity.
This section pivots to discussing an unnamed incoming rookie's transition to Dallas, with real, substantive comparisons to Clark's own situation in Indiana, genuine, experienced perspective on what it takes for a star rookie to elevate a roster that already has talent in place.
What kind of beast is that?
Well, I think they just are so disciplined. Like that's just, they're gonna do what they do. They're gonna do it really well. And also I think like for myself facing his teams, like they always had some of the best scouts against me. Like you can tell how smart he is.
Yeah.
Like he understands the game. He's coached against so many really good players, and you know, there were games I would go into and like the scouts were just like, it was just like, come on, like why are you going under ball screens? Why are you in drop coverage? But like he just made it difficult. Like he would throw different defenders at me. And
The story about Taurasi getting left wide open after an Olympic break and hitting back-to-back threes is a real, specific basketball anecdote. Genuine appreciation for veteran savvy and how experience translates into exploiting defensive lapses.
Whenever said Christy Sides was a good basketball mind. I don't think there was anyone that would have ever used that phrase to describe Christy Sides.
everybody admires her and the way she coaches and the way she leads. So I'm excited to learn from her, honestly.
This offseason, there was the viral picture that went around showing off your guns. Everyone's wondering, have you been hitting the weight room? Was it the camera angle? What happened?
It was
How did you do that? I've been trying to do that for 20 years.
AI is getting out of control. Come on. But no, I mean,
It was like that.
honestly,
Remember when that Alex Caruso picture came out?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was ripped.
just honestly
What are
trying
you
to
doing
get
in the
stronger.
offseason working on your game?
I'm trying to get stronger, like a lot of time in the weight room, and it's like something like I kind of enjoy. So it's been pretty easy for me to like spend time in there. And
Kind of enjoy lifting. What version of Caitlin is this?
The favourite ref bit is real, light-hearted content. Genuine, specific praise for referee Lisa Mattingly's ability to communicate with players during tense moments. A small but human detail about life in the league.
she almost got a triple-double just because she like moves and distributes the ball really well. So you got to give a lot of credit to Leah. But I think just the trapping, people can switch 1 through 5 or 1 through 4, and then you have a quick guard on you, but then you get switched and you have a longer, not as quick player on you. So there's like different ways you have to beat that, but you can't really think about it in the moment. It's like a lot to talk, but I think I got better at it.
People think, and then people think basketball's easy. There's a lot to process
Split-second
in one pick and roll.
decisions.
Yeah, and that's what sets you and Sue apart. Is like decisions that people miss. You guys make it before it even happens, and that's why it's
Wait, so now that you're retired, Dee, you can be honest. What was the most difficult pick and roll coverage for you?
I mean, I think the
The story about Taurasi getting ejected and the callback to the entire Mercury roster once being one technical away from suspension is real and genuinely funny. Confirmed, specific basketball history being shared in a relaxed, conversational setting between 3 people who've actually lived it.
they talk about their relationships with refs, and it's it's a two-way street. Yeah, you have to meet players halfway, and at the same time, we have to meet you halfway.
Yeah, speaking of how much Dee loved refs and
Duh.
technicals and ejections, here's the time.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Here's the time Diana got ejected and sent me this photo from the locker room.
Oh my gosh, you got
tossed.
Got to us.
That's awesome.
Oh, yeah, Dee, tell us.
Yeah,
what happened?
I think I picked one up quick in the first quarter, which is you're always doomed when you pick up a quick.